Instead of standing around chatting, we decided to head inside. I guided Guy to a VIP lounge located in Tempest. Its furnishings were chosen by mere mills, and if he went on a rampage there we would incur heavy losses. It was a special lounge where only the specially selected, or the highest of nobles, were accommodated. Showy things aside, the arrangements also allowed one to experience elegance, simplicity, and a subdued refinement, which truly showed Murmilly's sensitivity to my own tastes. To reach this level, Rigard and the others still need a lot of experience. However, because he said something like, "This place is very calming," our tastes may unexpectedly match. Coming back to the topic, if Guy went on a rampage we'd handle that then. Since we had no other suitable rooms to accommodate him, we had no choice but to expect a certain level of damage. We couldn't just take the strongest of the demon lords to a common guest lounge. And whilst half resignedly guiding him, "Hey, you've got some good taste. I also happen to like this type of furnishings," Guy complimented. That was pretty surprising. As far as surprises go, I had misunderstood him as this tyrant who wouldn't have any idea of subtle elegance. Maybe, the more short-tempered and violent ones were more likely to have peaceful hearts. No, well, it might just be my mistaken impression, but it really was the right choice bringing him here. You're pretty good. Our dimwits wouldn't be able to pull this off at all. I wonder if I should send them here for some training? Oh really? You're actually the first one I've brought here, you know. This is the highest grade parlor we have. We only bring in those who we want to make a good impression on. Aw, so you want to make a good impression on me? Yeah, that's right. Or else I couldn't call myself a good demon lord now, could I? If I had thrown away my pride, I'd be living a more or less good life snooping around in the shadows. I will not be pulled with your pace. I made my statement with this intent. Depending on his reaction, I will adjust my attitude to Guy. In any case, I need, first of all, to find out why he came here. I suspect he must have gotten a report from someone when he mentioned demon lords. Probably, the only one who would do this was Dino. In fact, he confessed so himself. Ahaha, are you trying to probe me? Aren't you interesting? Oh well, let's save ourselves the trouble. I came today because I heard you're having a fight with the Empire. Ah, and as you might have expected, I heard this from Dino. He's here, right? In this place. Well, I've gotten a report from that guy, but I heard you've slain around 1 million people? And, you've also got a number of Demon Lord class subordinates under you. This reminded me about that fellow you brought in during the previous Walpurgis, and that got me interested in any others you've got. Indeed, I do have several Demon Lord class subordinates. The 3 you knocked out earlier are also included. Naturally, there are others. But I have no intention to tell you about all of them. In the wars of this world, isn't individual strength more important than numbers? Raising individual strength is naturally important. I see, so there are others. Or rather, are you an otherworlder? And a slime, for that matter? Huh? You didn't know? I'm a slime that has retained the heart of an otherworlder, a reincarnator, you know? Seriously? Seriously. Guy and I locked eyes with each other. Or rather, he didn't know. I thought for sure something like that was well known. I had already declared this to the world, and thought it was surely passed along to the kings of each country. It may have only been my impression that all the information was known by everyone. I don't think there was any miswording, but it seems I needed to consider them not receiving any information. I'll make sure to consider it next time. Oh wow. To think such a thing could happen. No wonder you like that human form despite being a monster. You've got an impressive mimicry going, but this explains the reason behind your fixation. I see, that also explains how you're able to obtain an ultimate skill. Under normal circumstances, it isn't something you can obtain so easily. But if a soul was able to preserve its ego after world crossing, of course that soul would get much stronger. I was suspicious that Rudra was just performing some self-scripted act, but if that's the case, then I'm convinced. My bad for doubting you. To give away ultimate skills to someone, is that even possible? If it's this kind of ability, then it's not impossible. However, it's limited to only granting an inferior form. And the receiving target must be someone above a certain strength threshold. It's not to the extent of being a threat. I wanted to hear more because I had doubts, but then he just dropped a bombshell of an announcement on me. Or rather, you're the only one who'd say someone with an ultimate skill was not a threat, damn it. I wanted to shout. Perhaps, Milam's in the same category as Guy. Their perspective of things tended to be somewhat skewed. This time, after getting a report about there being no survivors, he decided to drop by and check on the situation himself. As Emperor Rudra and Guy were at constant war, if I really were on the Emperor's side, he would simply get rid of me. Being a simple guy, he believed my words and our misunderstanding cleared, but one wrong step would have resulted in a catastrophe. Let's kill this guy off because his strength is a pain, was something he could have considered. I guess I got lucky he decided to talk first. Thanks to many little strokes of luck, the misunderstanding was cleared in the end. Now then, my story ends here. Next, shall we hear yours? Now tell me, why are there so many of awakened demon lords here? There it is. The origin of the misunderstanding. Demon lords awakening en masse. This had prompted Guy into thinking I was Rudra's pawn. Suspecting a self-scripted act, he came to find several demon lord in the making. Certainly it's a bit suspicious. Or rather, we got lucky he didn't decide to just wipe us out without hearing anything. In case I was a traitor, since he had confidence to take us all on and come out on top, I guess that's why he had room for interrogation. If Guy wasn't this strong I would easily beat him, but because he was too strong, we could resolve this through words alone. Now with that misunderstanding cleared, I needed to explain the matter of the Demon Lord awakenings. Solution. There is no problem with saying it's all through the ability of gluttonous King Beelzebub. Alright, let's go with this. I've got nothing else to rely on. As expected of Raphael Sensei, a skillful dodge. Actually, I did it with my gluttonous King Beelzebub's ability. Huh. How does that work? Wisdom Lord Raphael Sensei, how does this work? Solution. By reducing the soul's power into energy, it is possible to forcefully evolve those with the qualifications. Gluttonous King Beelzebub has the ability to reduce the soul's power into magical energy. Naturally, those qualified are limited to Demon Lord class individuals. What did you say? Is that true? Is this true, Wisdom Lord Raphael Sensei? Solution. I have trouble comprehending why I am being called Sensei, but it is true. Of course it's true. Huh. Then, is it also possible to do it with my servants? Solution. It is possible. Ah, she answered me before I could even mentally ask that question. For some reason, I feel a little lonely. Like it's getting annoying to deal with you, kind of intention. Solution. I have no such intention. There's probably no problem. I can't tell for sure without trying, but it's probably possible. Huh. So all I need to do is prepare the souls, right? When there weren't signs of awakening even after using 10,000 souls, I thought it was pointless. You talking about your subordinate? The one during Walpurgis, the maid San called Misery? Ah, her and someone else, a demon duke called Hilary. Since they're both demon lord class, I think they're both sufficiently qualified. They're at the same level as the trio I went against earlier. But right now they're so weak, they're not very helpful at all. So you gave 10,000 human souls to each of them? Ah, that's right. But since there were no signs of evolution, I've got a lot more lying around. I tried it on myself, but that was also pointless. So, how much do I prepare for them to evolve? Solution. 500,000 will do. It'll be fine with 500,000. Hold up. 500,000 you said, are you thinking of? Solution. Individuals named Gerudo, Adelman, Testarossa, Ultima, Carrera. I have counted the amount necessary for those individuals in addition. That's just reckless. Does she not know fear? You're totally trying to lead the guy Crimson by the nose, aren't you? No, wait a second. This means the one he'll be after when he finds out is me, isn't it? Solution. There are no problems. No, it's full of problems. Just now, I actually thought you were scary, you know? This is exactly why I'm scared of fearless people. So 500,000 will do. Then, even if I didn't go destroy any more towns, I probably have enough in my reserves. Is that so? That's wonderful. It's more terrifying than trying to swindle a Yakuza. If I'm caught, I guess I can't complain even if I get destroyed. I didn't have any sweat to wipe off, nor did any turbulence show on my face. It's been a while since I last thought it's great to be a slime. Guy is happily eating cake today. It was his third time now. He seemed to really like it. Since negotiations had ended, I wanted to have him leave soon, but apparently someone else was coming, so we were waiting for them. Honestly, this was annoying. Just earlier, he created a gate was created and summoned Hilary and Misery from his domain. Once you had been to a certain location once, a gate could be easily created there. If I could do it, Guy couldn't possibly not do it. And, in order to grant the two summoned individuals the souls, 500,000 souls were handed over. Wisdom Lord Raphael said that we could use these without problem. I wanted to bestow it to them immediately, but, wait. First, teach these two how to make this cake. We had been glaring at each other for a while, but it didn't look like he'd give up. It can't be helped. It was against the rules, but I'll teach them the recipe. If I wanted them to go back quickly, I can't afford to be stingy. I'd make these two be able to at least make a cake. It's probably impossible to replicate it just by taste, so I'd give them the recipe too, and having them taste it once would probably make replicating it easier. Leaving aside Xian's catastrophic sense of taste, as maids these two seemed to be perfect. The tea from earlier was also good, and as they took a bite of the cake, splendid, as expected of Demon Lord Rimuru-sama. They simultaneously gave me high praises. If you're this happy by such things, there's not need to play a boring game putting the fate of the world on the line. Though I think the world's full of even more surprises if you care to look. And in the midst of this, Ramirez suddenly burst into the room. It's terrible. Master went over to Rumina's place. She shouted coming in. One trouble after another. It looks like I won't be able to rest easy anytime soon.